bombs, and tons of other things that are dangerous and can hurt you. What if you were immortal?
Wait, we've already done that? Okay.
What if you were immortal and the ultimate support build?
That's right, ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, it is a wonderful time to be alive for those who enjoy being alive, because with this build, not only will it keep you alive as long as possible, but you can use this build to help your friends out too. Today, my opulent little orchids, I present to you a little build that I like to call Immortal 3 Horns.
3 horns? That's very clever.
Get it? Because 2 on the head, 1 in the... you know what I mean. Starting off with why this build exists, followed by what the build itself actually is, and then the playstyle to adopt while using this build. As for the why, I think it's pretty clear. The build makes you nigh unkillable as long as you are paying enough attention to drink a potion every once in a while. And that doesn't even touch upon the massive suite of support skills and potential that this build has as well, not to mention the colossal damage it is capable of too. Essentially, if you want the quick answer, picture our old Immortal build, then picture my Pill Popper build, the hunting horn support that could fire out might pills and adamant pills for the entire duration of the hunt. Mix those two together, add some bells, some whistles, and some extra damage on top, and that is exactly what you are here to witness today. And by bells and whistles, I am of course referring to your CC. So as a result, you can look at this build 2 ways. 1, the ultimate form of the Immortal build, capable of dishing out a massive load of damage while also keeping your team alive and functional as long as possible. Or, the way that I prefer to look at it, the ultimate support build. You have full wide range for the basic healing, free meal secret to unlock things like pills as a consistent option while also making it easier to keep up the basic healing, full slugger to stun the monster for the group, the weapon itself has paralysis to paralyze the monster for the group, and then the cherry on top is the personal immortality, which we have already proven to be so damn strong, and it will allow you to be the perfect support, because the less time that you spend having to worry about yourself and your own survival, the more time that you can spend worrying about your partners.
So that's what teamwork is!
While also dealing some pretty sweet damage yourself, and of course, looking like a golden fucking god. So really, the question here isn't why this build exists, it's why there isn't someone using this build already in every single one of your hunts, bringing you and your party to new heights. Moving on to the build itself then, and starting off with arguably the most important part, the weapon, we have the beauty that is one of Safi'jiiva's eyes stuffed on the end of a stick, with Safi's Bindhorn, the paralysis variant. We're using this because Safi weapons are simply the only way to accomplish this set bonus combination with this armor, and of course paralysis fits the group support scheme of this build super well too. As far as augments go, you want 3 defense and 1 health regen for maximum survivability, and this takes us, to drop a number on you real quick, to our beautiful defense stat, 1122. Not only is it incredibly high, but it is also an incredibly pleasing number to look at. For awakening abilities, you want 2 attack 5 upgrades, 1 attack 6 upgrade, Gold Rathian Essence, and then you have a choice for the last one of either attack melody 3 or attack melody 4 based on your preference and situation. As attack melody 3 has the defense up large song, which is perfect for our current style. However, attack melody 4 is technically better for straight up damage, as well as having the knockbacks negated melody, which is situationally useful as well. Personally, I think the right answer is attack melody 3, but I wouldn't at all be mad at you for choosing melody 4 instead.
Whatever is best for the group, right?
As far as the equipment itself goes, we have a truly divine set of skills and set bonuses today to accomplish our goals, ladies and gentlemen. Though most of the bits and bobs that make it what it is come from the inclusion of decorations, the identity of the build is already quite clear without them. 4 pieces of Kulve Taroth armor for both guts and free meal secret, 1 piece Gold Rathian armor alongside the Gold Rathian Essence awakening ability from the weapon unlocks Divine Blessing secret, and then full wide range and full speed eating give a pretty good indication of a support build, right? Well, just you wait. Okay, done waiting. Filling in the decorations then, it starts to become clear for the most part just how bonkers powerful this build actually is. This isn't a jack of all trades build. No, this is a master of many trades build. As a whole, this set has 7 critical eye for 40% affinity, 5 wide range so our items affect our hunting party, 5 divine blessing to protect us from harm, 3 health boost as it is almost necessary if you want to avoid getting one-shot by endgame monsters, 3 critical boost to increase the damage of our crits, 3 weakness exploit for an extra 50% affinity against weakened monster parts for a total of 95% affinity, 3 Slugger for a massive increase in our stunning power, 3 free meal so our used items remain unused 75% of the time, and 1 recovery up to increase our individual healing just that little bit more, along with the set bonuses of Guts, Free Meal Secret, and Divine Blessing Secret. As far as mantles go, my recommendation for this set, as with most sets honestly, is Temporal Mantle and Rocksteady Mantle, and the jewels that I'd slot in would be 2 medicine in each, just to finish up the recovery up skill, all nice and clean like. Wait a second, there's no Horn Maestro in this build! What the hell? Well, if you really want, you can whip out the KO/medicine jewel in the arms and get it in there with an Encore Plus, but personally, the more that I play Hunting Horn, especially in a support capacity, the less that I find myself actually feeling like I need this skill. Like, don't get me wrong, it is amazing and beautiful, but especially in a support build, where your main job is managing timers and taking care of your teammates anyways, I don't quite feel like you need it. It sort of fits this way. As far as the playstyle goes, this is where it all gets very, very interesting, because you have options to a certain extent. In case I haven't put enough emphasis on it, this build does a lot of damage! So it is totally usable solo, just sort of as a Hunting Horn build, but that doesn't take advantage of it very well. Ideally, this is a multiplayer build for a full 4-man hunt that can play like normal Hunting Horn, buff your teammates, bonk the head, but that isn't enough, because you also have full support capabilities, so you should at the very least be trying to drink potions to heal your teammates when they're at low health. And even past that, because it has full free meal secret, this build does have my favorite effect of letting you use a surprisingly long-lasting supply of adamant pills and might pills. In fact, to be more specific, with 3 ranks of free meal and the maximum amount of pills and crafting materials to make more pills in your inventory, on the average of a 75% chance of not consuming an item, when used back to back at exactly the end of their timer, you can maintain both might and adamant pills simultaneously for an entire 1200 seconds or 20 minutes before you have to restock.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
As a result, it sort of depends on how you want to play it. There's nothing wrong necessarily with treating it like a normal Hunting Horn support, duding, bonking, and healing your friends, but in my opinion, there's just really something special to the gameplay loop of applying the pills every 20 seconds, managing your song timers along with it, and healing people so they don't die, while also trying to fit in as much damage time as you possibly can. If you do go this route, the one thing that I do really want to stress out most is don't be a corner horner. Just because you are a support doesn't mean you shouldn't hit the monster. No, on the contrary, especially with this build, a hunter who can keep their entire team alive and buffed and do a nice chunk of damage themselves is about as useful as you could possibly be in a hunt. This is honestly pretty much the most that you can contribute to a multiplayer hunt as one singular person. As a whole, this build is just bonkers. It has the entire basis and upside of the Pill Popper build, being essentially the best of the support builds, but with the incredible personal survivability that comes from the Immortal build components involved here, like full Divine Blessing and ridiculously high defense. Also Guts, which honestly just sort of exists here because if you die, it probably won't be from an attack that does have your health bar. That's just sort of the entire point of the Immortal part of the build, really. And then on top of both of these bases, which have mixed together pretty perfectly, we have a paralysis blunt weapon that can CC lock the monster for ages, and a fantastic amount of actual damage coming out of the horn itself to add on top of it all. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and this has been the Immortal 3 Horns build. Do you like this build as much as I do? What other crazy and unique builds would you like to see us try out next? Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. This is the brand new outro to tell you all the things that you do that we love, so let's start with something simple and say, oh, we love your eyes. When they're watching us play video games, we make a bunch of jokes that are kinda lame, or when they gaze upon our failures as we try to kill the monsters or report important news about the kingdom Animalia. Rage, Cotton, and Hollow are all here, talking about the things you want to hear, so if you want to be the first to hear, like and subscribe and the bell and we'll cheer. Some of you are patrons even though we are all the noobs and you're the pros. There's nothing we can do to thank you. No, really, there's nothing we could possibly do. Goodbye.